Spoiler warnings for Splatoon 3 and its main adventure mode, single player. If you have not played the game or and wish to experience it full on, I recommend you go play the game. It is really good. I recommend it. And then come back to watch this video. If you have and you're here to steal my thoughts and the rest of this review, this mini view, then stay. This is going full on unscripted. There will be a full on review later, maybe this month, maybe early October. But that, but that will be for another time. This is Splatoon 3 mini view. So sit back, grab some snacks. Here we go. This right here, this is Splatoon 3. This is a game that I myself didn't even think would exist, especially on the same console as another Splatoon game, Splatoon 2, which was also a phenomenal game. And I didn't even think they'd top themselves after the Octo expansion, but here they have, the Splatoon team did it, and I'm here to talk about it. If you're new to my channel, I'm not used to doing this stuff. I usually just upload funny edits of me trolling people or just having fun with friends. So this is a new experiment for me too. If you don't want spoils, there is already a spoiler warning, but like this is your second warning. Get out of the video. I am going to talk the fuck out of the fucking story and just praise this game. Some people don't even want to watch gameplay. I know, I can fully understand. They don't want to fully spoil themselves on even just multiplayer and how it's different. So I recommend, if you have the money and you have the time, get this game. This is one of the musts. Next to like Mario Odyssey, I would say. So let's dive right into this mini review. I am not going to say sorry. Unsubscribe to me if you want. I love. So, to start off, let's talk about multiplayer first. The multiplayer, so I played like, around 20 games, 30 games so far. Lost, I think, around 50% of them. I am not good at this game. 50% is not a passing score in my eyes, but it feels way better than Splatoon 2 did. It's tighter, the new like Squid Surge and rolling, so it feels so good. Wall jumping feels so good, and the new supers just tie in everything so well. This is the footage you're seeing right now is like the first few games I did, so you're not going to get the top, like what I can do now after what I learned from the story mode, but it's so good. Splatoon 2 already felt good. I know I'm praising Splatoon 2 a lot, but like they took Splatoon 2 practically, and you know Splatoon 2 if you know Splatoon, and they just made it better, which in my eyes doesn't kind of nulls the point of having Splatoon 2. Like, sure, it's kind of sad, like Splatoon, if you were looking into Splatoon and you just recently bought Splatoon 2 and then this game came out, I do feel kind of bad for you, because this whole game itself just nulls out Splatoon 2, because it just does what it does but better, with more content and more things to do, more clothing, more supers, just better spectacle. Yeah, I did that sound. Don't worry about unprofessionality about from this. This is fully unscripted. I am going off my full thoughts, and fuck. And this game has just been phenomenal. I don't know what else to say about it. It's Splatoon, if you know it. It's just Splatoon but more. Splatoon 3 is Splatoon but more. So let's just skip formalities and start talking more about like the new added things like squid surge and squid rolling or squid dodging, as some people have said. So practically, if you've seen like the directs and stuff, hitting B while flicking the opposite direction or its different direction will make your in the ink will make your character do a fancy little roll, which gives you some armor and instant turning. It can save your ass from time to time, and also is a really just slick maneuver for speed. And you could do that off walls. If you are holding on a wall and you flick away from the wall, and then hit B, you will wall jump off a wall, which still gives you that armor. It's not a lot of armor, so be careful. You still can get clobbered. But it is a safe maneuver, and it's really well implemented to just confuse your enemies, because they won't expect that. Most people I've done it against, they don't see it coming, and they just freak out. I am very excited to see how like the meta and like how this game is shaped around these new mechanics. In the music, I have like Spatak Seaside playing. I remember hearing this for the first time on YouTube when I don't even know, like yesterday I think, and God, it's so good. Not just this song, but all multiplayer, even the single player music is so good. And I just think of single player. I guess that's a nice segue to talk about that. So let's cut the crap and get to that then, shall we? The story mode of this game starts out like normal Splatoon 1 and 2, where even I thought, I was like, here we go again with the Octarians and doing the same old, with probably like a different coat of paint. But like, probably like Octavio found a potion on the side of the road, he gave it to his troops, and now they're furries. Gotta get rid of the furries now. But no, there's a whole... It cuts you off like mid-on. It's like, it's just a normal adventure mode of Splatoon. Not anymore. You remember the torture you felt in an Octo expansion? Yeah, what if we did that but again? Which hadn't baffled. I thought they'd save that for the DLC that they confirmed. Like something like that. I thought they would play it safe again. And go like, yeah, I know it's the end of this arc, but like it's going to keep on with the Octarians being bad until like we beat the shit out of Octavio, and he's just like, maybe we could live together in harmony. Maybe that's the way to peace and this end of this war that doesn't exist anymore. No, but they change it up. It's Octavio is a second thought in this, which, again, big spoilers. I love that. It subverts your expectations. It makes you expect one thing, and it keeps you hooked. It keeps you dragged into its continuous confinement of what's going to happen next. Who is the main antagonist, and what is with all this fuzzy ooze, and why can little buddy Small Fry eat it? And the payoff at the end is so fucking good. I usually don't gush about endings unless it's like, I don't know, Xenoblade, which I won't make a review on. Eat your heart out, Xenoblade fans like me. I'm not gonna talk about the game. You guys experience that yourself, but like, but God, that ending really hit. Like, for a Splatoon game, you wouldn't expect what happens, which I will not spoil right now. That will come out come later on, especially during the full-on review, which will come on probably next month. But that finale where you're just fighting that thing, I don't even want to call it what it is because and then the music having not just having just the Squid Sisters, but like, what are their even names? Fry, Shiver, and Big Man. Why did I forget their names? Join in with Calamari Incantation. It just it goes so well, and even then, before that even plays, and you're fighting the final boss, and another song that plays in the background, and it gets more chaotic, and you're like, wait a minute, I know this song. It's just perfect. It's build up into a sweet finale that I didn't think I needed in Splatoon. Now let's get into the gameplay of what Splatoon 3's hero mode has to offer. So in the beginning, like this first area that's being shown off right now, I think it's called the Crater. It starts out as like normal, as I said, makes you think, it looks just like the Octo Valley and everything, Octo Canyon from Splatoon 1 and 2. So it's just gonna start out like normal, even though I had an itching feeling because from the reveal trailer showing off a giant rocket in a snow area, things aren't the way it seems, especially with all this fuzz. Again, I still thought Octavio is behind all of this. But again, spoilers, he's not, and the payoff to that is so well done. It's revealed that he's not the one behind it pretty early too, so he's not like big end game spoilers. Wow, hell yeah, you spoiled the game even though I warned you 2 times. But yeah, it starts out with normal single player like missions where it seems like everything's fine. It plays like Splatoon 1 and 2, but Splatoon 2 plays like Splatoon 1. And it just is normal. Everything until, like, I think once you get through the 5th level and you have to fight Octavio. Am I saying Octavio right? I would say Octavio, because Octo. But, and you realize this is not normal. Something's wrong here. Just, like, they straight off the bat goes like, yeah, no, this is not your grandma is Splatoon, even though Splatoon is fucking 15 years old. Your grandma's probably dead by this point, son. Your mom's a grandma, should be a grandma at this point if you've been playing Splatoon like me. But God, it starts out like normal, having normal missions, like having Cuttlefish guide you like it was like Octo expansion. I think that's the only game where he guides you. Because in Splatoon 1, he's been captured, and Splatoon 2, you're with Mary trying to get Callie. So this is like the only main game, not DLC, where you have Cuttlefish guide you, really. I guess at the beginning of whatever. Let's get into the meat of single player. When you get to Alterna is where the game really drops the ball. I've noticed that I've been repeating myself a little bit much. I'm just too excited to talk about this part of the game. After you beat Octavio for the first time, or beating Octavio, it's revealed that he didn't steal this great Zapfish. Some other external force did. Something way more threatening than Octavio could ever be. Not only that, but he's also taking his forces, which builds more as like who or and why would they do this? What exterior motives do they gain? And then they just show off more of like the chaos of what this story mode will ensue. Little by little, like that, they just show this is more serious. This may be, next to Octo expansion, the most serious Splatoon's gotten. A funny little squid game about kids shooting each other becomes something about saving the fucking world from becoming a furry apocalypse with furries everywhere. Cause you gotta get rid of those furries, man. Aren't I a furry? Uh-oh. And that's not the point. That's not the point. The presentation, too, of, like, this. It's just so beautiful. It's just so great. It reminds me somewhat of Portal. Like, this whole area, it just gives off a whole Portal vibe. I hear... It's just... I don't want to speak over... I want you to just see this yourself, but not just... Again, if you're here spoiling yourself, turn the video off right now. Do it. Turn it off. Buy Splatoon 3. Buy it. Play multiplayer. Be part of the corporation. Give the corporate money. Indulge in corporate greed. I'm joking. But God, I really don't want to spoil it this early, but we're hitting 20 minutes, and I don't want this to go on forever. I don't want a part 2, so let's just drop the ball here. After they introduce like everything, all the story marks, they reveal that the being behind all this, and being behind all this is Mr. Grizz from Grizzco. You know, the weird statue bear thing that everyone questions what the fuck it is when its name is Grizz, so it has to be a bear, right? It has to be a bear, right? I'm not gonna go into too much detail, but man, the moment I heard him call himself that, what, I think in 2-3 hours in, if you just go straight for story, like I did, it really just drops the ball on like, oh, they're going deep into like Octo expansion kind of storytelling here. It's not kind of like, oh, new antagonist who wants to eat the great Zapfish so they could overrun. No, this goes back to human extinction levels of what happens in all the test stuff, especially with Orca, the AI or whatever. Isn't it an AI? Is it a person? It seems to have intelligence, but God, that final fight, once you do reach up to Mr. Grizz, and you have to use the bosses you fought throughout your adventure just to reach him, and then the ending, which again I will not full on spoil right here. I will talk about that way more on a script, because I still can't get my thoughts full on out right now. I am just too baffled, and I did all this yesterday, and my mind is still fucking racing, going crazy. It shows how much I like this game. It shows you that this game is something you must buy. You must indulge in corporate greed. Give Nintendo your money. Indulge in... Don't pirate their games. Just wait for them to never release their legacy content ever again. Now this I'm going off too many tangents. I'm probably lost so many people. This is more of a discussion than a mini review, but again, this is just my thoughts. I'm putting my thoughts out there because want I want just to bring it out so I can have a straight mindset for the full-on review where we get deep into her, like what I did to your mom last night. Got him. I don't even know what else we can go on with this. I guess most I can talk about is more more of the missions. Missions are structured more like in this are structured more like Octo expansion, where they're like little side missions and not like get to point A to point B. There are some like main story, not main missions where it's get to point A to point B, but most of the other missions are like you gotta mimic this statue. You've got to make full on point paint a Maui, a Easter head, island head, whatever those are called again. You gotta destroy all the targets with one shot, stuff like that. Just like Octo expansion, and that's something I didn't. Another thing I didn't expect. I thought they'd go. It's a story mode. We don't need to do like missions like this. We need to just make it point A to point B, just infiltrate the main base. But no, they really learned what the audience liked from Octo expansion, and they just gave us more, which I'm really on for it, and I can't wait for what they do for the DLC for when that comes out. What is that coming out next year? Holiday is next year, I can see. God, and there's way more after that. At, like beating all the levels net you a secret level, which I have yet to beat. Don't pester me. And it's practically the champion's road from like Mario or like any hardest level. No checkpoints, long level, challenging obstacles, and a huge lore dump at the end. And I really can't wait for to see what that lore dump is myself, and then talk about it in the full on spoiler review once I write that. But I think that might be it for today. Thank you for coming. This is and listening for to a dumbass just rant and like talk about a really good game that might be one of my favorites on the Switch, next to like Xenoblade 3, 2, and Mario Odyssey and Breath of the Wild. Thank you. And don't forget, like, the funny robot will tell you later to like, subscribe, and click the bell. It helps a lot. And follow me on Twitter and follow me on Twitch. Try to stream it daily. All the footage you saw today was streamed on my Twitch. If we have fun times, we talk sometimes. Well, thank you. I'll see you most likely next month. Bye.
Don't forget to like and subscribe and click that bell.